Hey guys, my new hunting boots have turned up from Colombia. They're you find them on the net. They're tech light, but they come under the name of a Bugaboot, and we're about to take them out and give them a good thrashing. It's my old boots. They're a Stoney Creek boot, and these are a size 10 and these are a size 10, and you can physically see the difference in the width of the two. These are not too bad. I can wear a couple of pairs of thick socks in them, and these have got better insulation. Reading all the info about them. I've had these boots for a couple of years now, and you can see that the rubber is doing this blistering sort of thing all over the place. I've still covered this one in water and it's still dry, it's still hasn't let go, it's not leaking anywhere inside. And as a comparison, I'll just run over a few things that I like and don't like about them. The Stoney Creek boots have really long laces, which I don't really mind, the really long laces. I usually wrap them around the back of the boot and tie them, and it gives you a bit of extra lace if you want to use it out in the bush. The laces themselves I don't really like. They do have an eyelet at the very top. I can't be bothered feeding it through the eyelet, especially when your hands are cold, or so I just use the next one down. The laces come across at the front, and there's no hook, no eyelet for your putty, whereas on the Bugaboot they've got this nice little steel eyelet sewn in. Seems to be quite good leather, and so you've got a couple of inches, or at least an inch difference between where that's situated, so it'll keep the putty down. And at the top of the boot they've got an eyelet. Now they've got a hook right at the very top of the boot, and it's leather, looks like leather. It's very nicely made boot. These boots are great for walking in. The Stoney Creek are great for walking in. Fraction heavier, I'd say maybe the insulation on the bottom or the rubber itself might be just a little bit heavier, but these Bugaboots are a very light boot. Walking up and down the rivers in them, spending the night out, they take forever to dry out, take an age to dry out. Feet freeze, you've got to change your socks, they soak up the water inside. Feet totally freeze in these if you're out all night. If you're not walking around. If you're walking around, they're fine. If you're walking around, your feet warm up, these are great. If you're walking in the river all day long, I think the longer I've been in the river, the slipperier these got on the stones. It just seemed that they got very slippery, and they're very soft on the bottom. They're a really soft sole. These are as hard as a rock, so it'll be interesting after a while of thrashing about. You can see, look, I virtually can't push that down on the Bugaboot. These boots, I can just cave that right in. I can just about fold that right over almost. That's they're really soft on the bottom, so you do feel the stones. You feel where you're walking. Not a problem with sharp stones. I've jumped off crap and landed on rocks, and haven't really spiked my foot with anything that's stone bruise or anything like that. So overall, these have been not a bad boot for the Stoney Creek. They've been full of water more times than I can count, and they're just starting to come apart inside, which you could probably glue that back, and it's sort of falling down. It's getting a wee bit messy in there, but like I say, because they're bigger and there's quite a bit of room in them, that's not really a problem around the side of my foot. These Bugaboot, they're a 200 gram, which is the material, I guess. 200 grams, and according to the tag, it's good for minus 25 degrees, 200 G insulation. But then on the other side of the tag, it's got minus 32 degrees for isolate. So I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe it's 25 degrees outside, and don't know how that's really works. Top of the tongue on these boots, they come up to about there. The Bugaboot is quite a bit higher, you know. The boots themselves, the anklets are a little bit higher. You can actually get Bugaboots that are about, you know, this much higher again. So for keeping water out, the Stony Creeks come in and they drop down. They come in and drop down, you can see the V in there. Well, the Bugaboots have done away with that. They come straight across, which I like. So that just folds back, but they've, you know, it gives you another little bit extra height to keep the water out. I really like them, like these high. I'd actually like them, they could have gone right to the top, I feel. You know, that could just crease in. Top of the Stony Creeks, there's nothing up here. The top of the Bugaboot, they've got another little handly thing here. You can flip your finger through if you're really cold to yank your boot up, and they've got a great eyelet on the back. Nice big, you know, nice and wide across the back. The old Stony Creek, they just got a wee pull strap. So yeah, all in all, at this stage, they look like quite a good boot. I've stood in them, and man, you hardly notice them on your foot. They feel really nice, but with the hardness in the sole, you just feel like you're planted to the ground. It's be interesting to see how much they soften up. Tread wise, well, tread's tread, I don't know, but tread, it's, you know, we'll see on the rocks. It's the only way I'm going to tell is they got these sort of like razor cutter edges to grip in. A couple there and a couple at the back, and a couple more at the back. So I do live in the rivers, so around the rocks. You can see these are chewed down a bit. Not bad though, not too bad. They've done quite a few Ks. Still going okay, really. I'm expecting these blisters to pop out at some stage, but yeah. So that's my two boots at the moment. I've got another pair of boots which I've had for a long time, and actually I'll just grab my other boot, and we're back. And on the right hand side there's my old boots I've had for years and years and years, and they're a full leather, scuffed up, the steel toe cap on them, wee bit heavier, not too bad, wee bit heavier again. Really good soles on these, really good river soles. They've got a little bit of give, not too bad. These have done hundreds of Ks, and there's great tread on them still. It's a blundstone. Blundstone. I don't know if you get them overseas. Made by Blundstone Australia. They're an Australian boot. So you know, the front tongue is full leather, stitched in. You can see the eyelets are rusty as, but they don't even look like they're crapping out. Inside, they're just great inside. It's, you know, these are. I think I've replaced the laces once. Even the laces came to pretty good laces. The tongue could have been a wee bit higher, but yeah, can't really complain about them too much. Interesting thing I'm trying to do is work out how to keep all the water out of my boot. You know, some sort of top system, just to keep all that water out, just trying to seal that up. So in the next few months I'll be doing some trialling with a few ideas I've got, with a little bit of tape, plastic bags, something quick and light. Putties keep a little bit out, but in the water I go, you know, up over my knees. The water eventually gets in. So be interesting to see. But that's my 3 boots, and these are the old favourites. These are pretty much the go-to boot for a lot of four-wheel driving. These, of course, have got the eyelets right up to the top, so you sit there and thread them up. These are similar, and these are just flick around the eyes, quick and go. The laces are just long enough on these ones. These laces are a mile long, but like I say, I don't mind. You wrap them around the top of your boot, pull that whole top in tight around your ankle. It's quite good. And these boots are a little bit of more of a snuggly boot with better insulation. And over the next few weeks of thrashing the new ones in, and I'll do another comparison and let you know. Price wise, I paid $98 New Zealand for these boots, about 119 I think for the Stoney Creeks, and $99 US for the Bugaboot. They're quite a bit dearer, but just got onto a good sale at the time. They look really nice in the toes, don't they? Look really well moulded. Very well moulded boot. The toes on these ones are pretty good. And the leather on these, that's a working man's boot. Alright, so we'll see how we go in the next few weeks.